So today you're going to start opening your Weebly account if you haven't already done so. Now, one person in your group is going to open up a document in your Google folder, in your website folder. Someone else, another person, is going to open up Weebly.com. Don't have more than one person open Weebly.com. Just one person on Weebly.com to begin with. So you're going to go to Weebly.com. And you're going to go to this part here and you're going to sign up. So one person is going to use their name and they're going to use their school email account. You're going to then discuss as a group what password you're going to use. You are not using this person's school password. You're going to all pick a password that makes sense. So for example, if it is Loss of Varieties is your group, then it might be Save the Plants or something like that. Now, at this point, you need to stop, and the person who has the Google Drive open is going to have a website folder open, and they're going to create a document that says website access. So right now, before you go any further, I'm going to type in that the username, and I'm going to type in the password, which I'm not going to show you right now, but so you would type in whatever password you did. Well, I'll just make up one. Okay. I'm making up a password. Okay. And then you're going to type in, you don't have a URL yet. Okay. So I'm going to go back to Weebly. And once again, you're discussing this as a group. So I'm signing up. It's free. Awesome. You are going to click on the site button. You're not creating a blog. You're not selling stuff. You're creating a site button. So you're going to click on the site button. Now, in the beginning, right now, I don't want you to really spend any time on a theme. You can later on and go and bling your stuff out as much as you want. So I'm just going to pick the first theme right now because the main thing right now is to get your URL today. So I'm going to just choose this first theme here. Now, you're going to go to the top one. Don't go to the second one. The second one is one that you have to pay for. So you're going to go to the top one. And so let's say, for example, my site is around GMOs, okay? And, I'm going to type in some stuff like GMOs. Oh, that's already taken. Now, when you pick a domain name, you want to pick a name that is going to get you searches in the world, because once again, we're sharing this with the world. So you don't need to type in like alpha or beta or your class code. That's not important. What you do need to type in is something that is going to help it be found on the internet, something that is meaningful. So random numbers don't make any sense to people, even though it might be your favorite number and it goes after all of your email accounts. Like, that's not it. So maybe GMOs, save the world. So maybe my group thinks that GMOs are where we need to go. So GMOs save the world. Look, so that account is free. So I could say I'm going to continue. You can take some time as a group to watch Weebly and see how it works. I'm going to skip that for this purposes because you can do that later. And then I'm going to go to my URL and I'm going to type that in. HTTP GMOs save the world. And I should have double checked to make sure it had two S's, because that is one of those things that happens with websites, is that sometimes they look a little buggy. So I'm not going to do that right now. .weebly.net, and I'm going to put a question mark that maybe it's GMO saves the world, because sometimes those double S's don't quite register in our brain. Oops, and don't forget the .com. I will go back and check on that later. So now you've got your website. Now some things with Weebly. You are going to create 3 pages. So here it is. I'm going to go page. I'm going to add a page. You're going to have 3 pages, and they're all standard pages. The first one is the Learn section. I don't particularly like the header. I mean, you can obviously add that in later. I just like to do plain ones and add my own pictures and deal with that. So I'm going to do learn. I'm going to go save the page. I'm going to add all 3 pages at first. I'm going to add another page. I'm going to add act. Save the page. Oopsie, and you see how I didn't change the format, so put some random header on it. You can change the image later, or you can even go back and say, oh, I don't even want an image there. So for that one, instead of this weird tall header, I'm just going to go back to normal header, and then you can see it's gone. So I'm going to add my third page. Once again, we're adding 3 pages. It's learn, act, and the third one we're going to add is geek out. So I like the ones with the no headers, but I can always add the pictures in later. Now, if you want to change where pages are located, like let's say, for example, I want the about later, I can just drag that down, and maybe the contact later, I can do it that way. So I'm going to go into the first one, and I'm going to do a little bit of editing. So I'm going to go to the learn, and this is what we've already done our content on. Now, I personally like when I do stuff, to do it step by step. And what I mean by that is like every single thing has its own little box. So I'm going to drag in over here, I dragged in a title box, and I'm going to be like learn. And then I'm going to drag another title box, and you're going to put your summary. You're going to put your summary, your points of view, and your reflection on the Learn page along with a video or videos to educate people about your topic. Now, the reason I like to do everything with its own little box, and I'm just going to kind of type in some stuff here, blah, 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 blah. Okay. The reason I like to do it with its own little box is that it gives me a lot more wiggle room in terms of design. So, for example, I can change stuff and go like, oh, I want to... So I'm going a little fast. So here's the columns button. So I want maybe 2 columns. And that way I can kind of drag stuff, put it in here. I can drag stuff, put it in here. I can change the size of this, and then maybe I can put a picture here, or I can put a video there. So it gives you a lot more room if every single piece is separate, so that I can kind of shift stuff around. I can you know, I can have, if I want to have my next one, I can put in little dividers, you know, stylistically or for accent. And then later on we'll get into how to add videos and stuff like that. Do not hit the publish button now. We'll do that after we kind of get some basic stuff done. But for right now, you're going to create a Weebly account. Before you hit the accept button, show me the URL so that I think that it's a good one and I agree with it. You're going to be recording all of this on a website access page that's in your website folder. And you're going to create 3 pages today: learn, act, and geek out. And you're going to put your learn information that you've already done, your summary, your points of view, and your reflection on the learn page. So that's what we're doing today. Lots of stuff. Don't hit the publish button for right now.